Hello.
Hi, Miss Veronica.
Hi.
Hi, Eric. Oops, let me fix this.
Oh,
Stella. She looks giant, but she really isn't. It's like,
this
you know,
is.
big girl. Okay.
Hi, Mama.
Hey, baby. I love you.
Love you too. He's soft today. He's whispering.
Oh, all right. Well, just make sure you slow down for Veronica, because sometimes you are a chatty Cathy.
Yes. Slow down. Okay.
Right. And dumb down, please, for me. But anyway, I thought we'd talk about scarcity. Somebody, one of the blog members recommended this, and I think it's a great idea. This shortageness consciousness, the idea that there's a lack of anything, whether it's money, natural resources, opportunity, etc. So what do you say?
He's doing one of these, getting very philosophical on us, I think.
Uh-oh. He's going to have his little pipe and ascot professor type thing.
He's saying that scarcity and lack are only products of the mind. And when we can value and appreciate exactly where we are for what it is, we can begin to understand that we have everything we need.
Okay. Wait, let me make sure it's recording. Oh, yeah, it is. Good. I didn't see call recorder on, so I just started to panic.
Oh, yeah, let's record.
Hang on, let me make sure. And it never has not done it, but for some reason I don't see. Oh, yeah, it is. Never mind.
Okay.
Oh, my mind today.
He's saying that was a little gift he gave to you, that little pushing you and wondering if technology was working. He didn't turn it off on you, though, he's saying, like he does on me. So if there's one thing that he would like us all to know is that lack, again, is the mindset. And so when you have the option to understand that it comes from your mindset, you can begin to have everything you need. Now, he's going right into the law of attraction, of course, because the law of attraction, it's what you think about, you bring about. And so a lot of people in today's world are conditioned to bring in the heaviness and the naysaying and all this stuff from the news that's out there. And it all plays a part up here. And also, and he's doing this, what we carry with us, what's really heavy over our shoulder, the baggage that we bring, also plays into this lack and scarcity.
For example?
So if a child was raised hearing, we don't have enough money. Money doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah. I wish it did.
You have to work hard for your money. He's saying it's a very natural process for that child to replicate that belief. And so if the child is of the mindset that money's hard to come by, you're going to have lack. He's saying it's that simple. He's really, and I want to just kind of say this the right way, because he's telling us that he knows he's here to teach us the simple way and that there's the bigger picture, but he feels sometimes that this is so obvious to him that he feels like he's just being redundant in what he says because it's so obvious. And the core of it all is your mindset, what you bring to it. He's saying this, okay? He's given an example. If you're wearing, he's showing me big like welding goggles or ski goggles, if you will, and they're tinted yellow, you're going to think the world has a yellow tint. And so once you take the goggles off and you see hello, I just saw the color because it was all in front of my face. That's the same with lack and scarcity. You're wearing
Scarcity goggles, basically.
a lens to see the world.
Yeah.
To see the world. And so once you realize, and he said the way that that lens may come off is once you begin to get out into the world and you start to experience it and begin to see. So say, he's referencing a time in, I think it's like second grade. He's showing me a time in second grade where he began to see and understand that who he was and what he had was different than what other children have.
Okay.
Not labeling it, just seeing that it was different.
Okay.
And so as we go out into the world and we begin to see the different things, we can equate it to our physicality, our finances, our lot in life, and we can begin to see that there's differences.
And our self-worth.
And our self-worth, absolutely. Where people get off track, he says, is that they don't understand how powerful they truly are in changing what is. Wait, he goes ... So,
okay.
So to that, he says, with the exception that it has to be part of our contract.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's our contract to be poor or to have a very simple life, to understand the treasure that just life alone is.
Okay, so here's what he says. Here's what he says. If it's in our contract to be poor, we really won't know anything else. Like it will just be common. It'll just be common to us. Like, I mean, he's saying we'll notice that we're poor. Like, we'll notice our shoes have holes in them, and we'll notice that we live, but it will just resonate more with us than the person who's not having the contract to be poor.
So it's just like, this is how life is. That's fine.
Yes. And actually that person who just accepts that this is how life is probably has a better chance of bringing in more to themselves than the person who fights what is what he's saying. So, yeah. So he goes, Mom, what questions do you have? He goes, I could see your wheels turning.
What? I have wheels in my brain anymore? No, I mean, obviously the universe or whatever, the law of attraction is so literal. So if you say, I really want this new job, or I want a relationship, or I want a buttload of money, you're telling the universe that you are going to be in the constant state of wanting. So you almost how do you change your mindset so that the law of attraction works?
He said it's not wanting. You don't want for anything. What you do is affirm that you have everything you need and everything that is due you. So in other words, I sit back, and he's giving me this analogy. I want a Mercedes. I want a Mercedes. I want a Mercedes. So I'm sitting here saying, I want a Mercedes. Well, what am I doing? Essentially wanting. It's want is the verb. I'm wanting. I'm not actually manifesting a Mercedes because I'm sitting in the energy of lack and want.
I bet they're in a bunch of trouble, those Mercedes, those expensive cars.
And yes, he's chuckling, and he's also saying that as you understand how powerful of a creator you are, you will begin to fine-tune your thinking. Everything goes back to our thoughts, he says.
Oh gosh, yes, everything. Thoughts create our reality. All right, so do you change your mindset to, like, if you want a new job, you want the new position that's opening up, to not, well, I really want it, but to feel, like emotionally feel in the depths of your heart that you already, what it would be like to be in that job, to like pretend to yourself and that, well, I already got the job. I have the job. Or what?
you know what? He's saying you see it as it is, as you want it. It already, see, listen, here's the part he's going. It already happened out there. It already is.
Yeah.
It already is. Oh,
that is true because there's no time. So you already have the job or don't have the job.
Freaking brilliant. This is freaking brilliant. I got a timeout. Freaking brilliant because he just said something really brilliant. It's a B moment.
Oh, my boy.
He's saying this. If you go like this, you can't see what's in front of you. But once you open it up and you can see, you now have the option to bring it to you. So in other words, you're walking around in the dark. You can only see what you can see. But once you open your mind up to realize, hey, I can have anything I want because it's already out there. Yeah. All I have to do is bring it to me by knowing. The word is knowing.
Knowing, not wanting, but knowing.
Knowing that it's mine. And then he's saying, his words, you got to get off your ass and go get it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little free will involved.
Absolutely.
So you don't want to sit in your lazy boy and say, well, I have this knowing that I have the job, and there's all these quantum probabilities where some of them are the path through the reality that you don't have the job. Some of those quantum probabilities are such that you do in a reality that you do have the job. I can't remember what I said, but anyway. So
and he says he's clear to say you can't own the job into your life.
Okay.
Meaning, here it comes.
Oh, okay.
You can focus your attention on it, and focused attention is good, but it has to be married to inspired action.
Okay, well, give me some visualization techniques or any kind of practical techniques a person can follow so that they don't fall for this whole scarcity, this
totally
consciousness.
Totally. So it's tangible action steps. So what could they do? Have the conversation with the universe and bring in what it is that you're focusing on the most so you can, number one, understand where your head's at. Because until you see where your head's at, you don't know what needs to shift.
Okay.
So you might see yourself focusing on, I want a new job. I want a new partner. I want. So once you realize the language, then you have to shift the language. So now it becomes, I am ready for the new partner. I am ready for, so that's the next step. And then the next step is, I am willing to do, and you fill it in with action steps. So it's an awareness, it's an acceptance of what you want, and then there's a motivation of movement behind going to get it.
Well, that's very interesting because it's not like the universe literally thinking you're going to be in the state of want. The universe is going to see you literally in the state of being ready, which is fine.
Yes, absolutely. And again, remember, when you're ready, when you're in that state, you're vibrating at a very high level. And so you're going to attract at a very high level all of that energy. Okay. So he's saying for a visual, have you ever been around somebody who's just like, ugh?
Yeah. Sometimes that person is me.
Totally. And he's saying that's very contagious energy. Just like it's very contagious. If you're up and you're going like this, everybody wants to be around you, be a party. He said, so anything that's extreme can gather followers. And so as in this world right now, he's saying a lot of this low vibrating energy has a lot of followers to it and a lot of believers in it. And this is why the law of attraction or lack is kind of taking over things. And people are looking for evidence to support what they believe.
Okay.
And he said evidence to support what you believe is out there no matter what you believe. You will always find evidence to support it. Okay. So if you believe that the world is corrupt and all of these things, you're going to see the news is telling me, this person around me is telling me. So again, bringing into your mindset what you want your life to be is where it starts. Yeah. You know, he's saying he didn't wake up every day filled with joy. but he understood that there was a time and a place and how he could shift into that energy, not towards the end so much, but he would have to be able to know that he could have that choice. And he had some chemical that didn't allow him
He has
to,
some what
to
now?
fully shift. And he appreciates that.
He has
He
some.
had chemical stuff
Okay.
in his brain.
Okay. Yeah.
And he understands that people have that.
Yeah.
But he's talking about the person walking around that really just chooses to come down here and to think lack and to think scarcity. And so if there's evidence to believe it, of course you will. He said it's the human way. What he is trying to advocate for is believe what you can't see. That's what he's about. And that's where
so hard. It's called faith.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. But he can see, he's taken a bird's eye view of everything, and he can see, hello, it's already written for you out there. Yeah. There's no such thing as time. And so because it hasn't arrived at my door yet, I just assume it's not coming because we're of the negative mindset. He's saying, stop it. Stop it.
Stop right now.
Stop it right now. Yes.
All right. You can fuss at us. Okay. So, any more tangible exercises we can partake in?
He wants to give you this to prove it. What you focus on, you'll bring about. So he wants everybody to go out. Well, back up. I'm getting ahead of you. I'm sorry. He's asking you, when's the last time you saw a green car?
That's so weird. I'm just thinking about, hey, when you get a car of a certain color, you seem to see a lot of them. Okay.
Everybody gets it. That's exactly where he's going. So he's saying, when's the last time you saw a green car? Use any color car you want. When's the last time you saw it? He goes, if chances are every car you see or every other car you see is going to be that color because you brought it into your mindset. Okay.
Wow.
And the other thing is you cannot be down here and hang and absorb the energy of lack and poverty and poor me and expect you're going to get it up here. So in other words, like-minded people will find you. So if you vibrate up here, you're going to pull up those people, or they're going to come a whole brand new bunch of people towards you to help you facilitate and move you along. While we're powerful manifestors, we are, he said, he's using the phrase, it takes a village. I think we know what that means.
Yeah.
It takes a village. It really does, he said, because we are all interconnected. But it all starts up here.
Right. So basically, instead of focusing on a green car, unless you want a green car, then focus on that job or that partner or that financial security, new house.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, and raise your vibration. But how do you do that?
Well, raising your vibration is easy, he said, because it's just really experiencing love. And love can come from nature. Love can come from another human being, can emanate from another human being. Love can start with just believing in yourself that, you're worth it.
Get a puppy. Get a puppy and love it. Get a puppy and love it.
Oh, he's saying baby love. He goes, if you want to raise your vibration, just look at baby feet.
Look at baby feet.
Baby feet. Look at little baby feet, he said.
Oh, watch funny, cute kitten YouTubes and things like that.
He said, that's going to raise your vibration.
Yeah.
Instead of turning on the dreadful news.
I know.
Don't do that. He said, raise your vibration by watching. And he said, here's the thing. The phrase fake it till you make it. He doesn't like that phrase because it implies something different, but you're not faking it. You are being it. Mm-hmm. So in other words, I'm going to walk around. I'm going to be happy today because I'm supposed to be happy. Well, it's not, that's a faking it. Walking around and truly feeling happy because you're glad in your heart to be alive or be experiencing what you are. That's the authentic way of bringing it about.
That's true. I've tried that before, like just walking in the parking lot in Kroger to go shopping. I kind of like look at people and feel love for them, feel this connection.
Yeah.
And I've been known to go up and hug strangers. It's kind of weird, but yeah, it just seems to really raise your vibration if if you can just see that you're so capable of loving one
Mhm.
another.
Again,
Yeah,
it's the goggles that
yeah.
people wear, and the lens that they see life through is through the conditioning that they've had early on in their lives. And yeah, that's pretty much where it's at, is what you think about up here is really what you bring about.
That's right. Well, what
And
about
he wants to also stress what's lack to you may not be lack to me.
yeah?
It's all perception.
I know.
All
Like
perception.
a lot of people, women like want really nice nails. They want to be able to afford to get mani pedis, but I don't care. Anyway, what about those people who feel like they're not worth having?
Mm.
I mean,
You
they've
know,
been told and raised to think they're worthless or they whatever.
well, again, that's the lens, that's the goggles that they see it through because they believe it. And if you're told something over and over again, it's like this. If there were a pathway from here to the other side of the street and I kept walking on that pathway, it got worn down and worn down, I would only see that as the only way to go. The same thing is true up here, he says. When you believe there's a pathway in the brain that you keep traveling. And so you really have to open up your mindset and bring in a different belief.
So how
Now,
do you do that?
and so
Go ahead.
he's saying there are beautiful, beautiful spiritual life coaches out there. He's also an advocate for therapy. Sometimes it's the psychotherapy, the psychology of it, but he's also bringing up the word ontology, which is the study of being.
Oh,
So, from a metaphysical perspective, he's saying, go figure out what ontology is. He's saying somebody right now on this call, on this video, is going to need to hear the word ontology, and they're going to go research it, and they're going to go, And he's saying now that's an open gate. That's a portal that was put in there so that you can now use your free will to go a little bit deeper.
yeah. All right, so I love the life coach. Hi, Arlene. She just got back from school. Mommy will be back in a minute. I love the life coach. Well, there's plenty of them, but Jamin Olivencia is awesome. www.jaminolivencia. He's a real good life coach. So, yeah, I think that people like that or psychologists can really help you know who you really are, your authentic self, instead of the persona that people have convinced you that you are, that have helped you create this facade that makes you feel miserable.
Well, and he's saying his question that he's throwing out right now is, how do you know what's real?
Yeah. Okay, how?
So he's
What
saying
feels right, I guess, huh?
the only way to really know what's real is what resonates, moves your soul.
Yeah, you feel it. You know what? You have this, when you hear an absolute truth and it just feels right in your soul,
Yep.
it's just like an intuition thing, a heart thing.
But he's also saying that it's like tuning in the radio station, he's saying, and he's referencing my age, I think, at 55.
Okay.
We used to have the tuner, the dials.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And he's saying he's bringing that down for me so that I could explain tuning in. When you tune in the frequency, you can begin to hear things differently. I can only hear at the frequency I'm at, again, raising my vibration, understanding what love is. He's saying we live in such a commercialized world that love has become Valentine's Day.
I know.
And it's like he's
That's
doing
so
this.
yucky. Oh.
Yeah. And love is not Valentine's Day. Real, pure, authentic love is the highest level of vibration. And he's saying we were made of love, by love, for love.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that down.
And yes, and that's, when we say we want to go home, that's what going home is. So he's saying it's not traveling anywhere. It's not leaving this earth. Going home means returning back to love. Because think about how peaceful love is, he says.
It's
No
lovely.
matter,
Lovely.
yeah, no matter what you're met with. And it's interesting because I know this is a digression, but he's showing me, he's got Gandhi here. So it's
Cool.
kind of like this cool peace vibe kind of thing, you know, where they're doing the peace pipe kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like we have an audience watching us. But yes, he's an advocate for love and self-love, and not in a selfish way, but in a spiritual
Sure.
way.
Sure. Absolutely. That's pretty cool. Any words from Gandhi on the subject on how to have abundance and not buy into the whole shortage consciousness?
So the Gandhi is saying just appreciate every single thing you have, and it automatically multiplies.
Wow. Yeah.
Automatically, it will multiply. You will get more of what you appreciate.
Yeah.
So appreciation, you know, when we talk about the appreciation value of something, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a whole new spin on it. So just appreciate what you have.
Even appreciate appreciation.
Appreciation, yes. And it's a very chill feel here, I have to tell you. Very, very cool, very chill vibe.
You're so lucky to experience that. Anything else you two want to say?
No, they're saying that this lesson was probably enough. Let it absorb in.
Okay.
And he'd love to take questions on it if people had questions.
All right, sounds great. Well, maybe we can make that a radio show thing one time. But anyway, until then, you guys check out Veronica at www.veronicadrake.com. And you usually take these question and answers. When is it the first of every month?
I will be opening up probably on about the 28th, 29th of October for November.
Right, so a little bit before every month, she booked up really quickly, like within a day. So
yeah,
good luck. All right, bye. I love you, Erik. I love you, Veronica.
Bye. Love you, Mama.
Bye.